Which one's going to be better for 2025? The Toyota Corolla LE or the Lexus IS300? Both will have a 2.0 liter four-cylinder. The Lexus ups the game. You're gonna have 72 horsepower more, over 100 pound-feet of torque more, but is it worth the increase in price? I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm gonna touch bases on some pros and cons, compare these two against competition as well to see if it really is better to go Toyota or Lexus. We'll start off with the Corolla. LED daytime runnings will be standard. The LE is going to have more of a simplified grille, but it's going to be in your face, similar to Lexus. You have a two-part grille, so the first part will integrate into the Toyota badging and the headlamp assembly. The lower will have the horizontal bars. The SE will have a sport mesh grille, but on the IS, full LED headlights, daytime runnings. You have a signature L daytime running. The grille is going to be more in your face, a little bit lower sit to the ground, and it goes into an air pocket on the side. More dynamics and sporty styling when you're going IS, unless you tick the box to the SE on the Corolla. Underneath the hood is what's going to change the configuration, because on the Corolla, 2-liter four-cylinder that produces 169 horsepower with 151 pound-feet of torque, paired to a CVT transmission, achieving 32 mpgs for the city, 41 mpgs for the highway, which is one of the best in class compared to any of the competition. But you're wanting some more performance, you jump into Lexus. You're going to have the 2.0 liter four-cylinder turbocharged. That's producing 241 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, achieving 21 mpgs for the city and 31 mpgs for the highway. So now you're seeing a huge difference with that performance in mind. Plus, you can get 18-inch wheels when you're going into the IS. We have upgraded 19-inch wheels because we have the premium package added to this, which also includes features in the interior. Glossy black on the side view mirror cap is going to be on the top part. The chrome, when you move the mirrors in, it actually will line up with the chrome that's surrounding all the window trims. The lower sill will flare out going into the rear door panel, whereas the Corolla gets 16-inch wheel covers. Add the LE convenience package and you'll get 16-inch alloy wheels with blind spot monitoring. Add the LE premium package. Now you're going to have a moonroof, rear cross traffic alert, and a QI wireless charging pad. And you're not breaking the bank account to go to the SE and getting 4-tune suspension and 18-inch wheels. And the lower will be a little bit more settle, and that's because you're wanting more of a commuter car going into the LE. Otherwise, you tick the box to the SE. And the finishing touches, all LED for the Lexus, that goes into the glossy black, the lower dual exhaust finishers, front and rear parking sensors with the standard reverse camera, whereas the Corolla, you get the matte black. The SE will add the trunk lid spoiler. But it takes me back to the question, which is better? For me, I would go Lexus because I like a traditional transmission, plus I'm getting a lot more power and the sports style and the luxury that you're going to see in the interior. But if I'm looking for an everyday commuter, great MPGs, basically the best in class, I would go Corolla. Let us know which way you would go in the comments. Use the key fob to go into nearly 14 cubic feet of storage, and underneath the floor gets a spare tire, and it's going to be the same thing. To split fold the rear bench, you have to go into the back in order to do so by pushing these levers in, and it will fold down the same way to maximize the cargo capacity. Quick release going into 10.8 cubic feet of storage underneath the floor, gets a spare tire, and to split fold the rear bench, you have to go into the back in order to do so to maximize the cargo capacity by pulling these levers here. And that will fold down at a 60-40 split to maximize the cargo of the IS. The key fob to the IS. Because we have the premium package, we have ventilated front seats, heated front seats, 10-way power seat adjustment for the driver, new look seating, 8-way power seat adjustment for the passenger. The premium package adds the memory seats for the driver. And the interior hasn't changed much since 2013. Let's fire it up. With a standard 8-inch infotainment screen, it is a touch screen, so that's a nice attribute. You also have the touchpad right here. In the standard reverse camera, the trajectory does expand out and you can change the different camera layouts. 10.3 is an option, as well as the upgraded sound system, auto-dimming rear view mirror, LED interior lights. The moonroof is part of the premium package, going into a CD player, and I actually like this because look how quick you can adjust the temperature speed for the climate control. CD player, I mean, let me know your thoughts on that. I'm okay with it. Some people are not. Heated leather wrap steering wheel is also part of the premium package. It's a 3-spoke multi-function. Paddle shifters are standard on all trims. The gauge cluster has a TFT display that can go through an array of different information and safety settings for the driver. And the driver mode select is going to be right here, which will have eco and sport mode, or just push it in for normal mode. You have to option for a wireless charging pad. This is going to be soft to touch. It opens up into a medium-sized storage pocket with 2 USB ports and a 12-volt. And it's not really a driver-focused setup, so I like that because leg space is still optimal for the passenger. Circular air vents, and the dashboard is laid out as a 2-tier, so it has that sporty emphasis. And as for headroom, you have plenty of it. I'm at 6'3". Door panel and dashboard configuring together nicely. One touch up and down for the windows. I like the pattern that comes into play. It's soft to touch pretty much everywhere with a long storage pocket and a beverage holder carved out. And because of that premium package, we also have the power sunshade for the rear. 6-way manual adjustment with a sport fabric interior, 4-way manual adjustment for the passenger. The XSE will get the soft tech interior with 8-way power seat adjustment for the driver. The moonroof is an option when you go up to the LE premium package. The key fob we're going to start off with because it has a key that you have to insert instead of the optional push button start. Even if you go into the Corolla hatchback, it's going to be the same width because of the way the interior is laid out. Standard climate control will be on the LE with an 8-inch touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming, Bluetooth audio. If you want to option the JBL sound system, it is optional on all trims except for the LE. Put it into reverse and we have a reverse camera. The lines will not move. Keeping a sporty style that will go into the air vents with the satin aluminum, and it bulges out in the front with a more flat dashboard layout. Manual auto dimming rear view mirror, going into an area that could have a wireless charging pad when you go into the LE premium package. Driving mode select we will not have. What's nice is you have the auto hold, but you're not going to see that on a Honda. It's going to be soft where it needs to be, opens up into a USB and a 12-volt. It's a pretty deep storage pocket. Leather wrap steering wheel can be on that premium package for the LE. It's multi-function with adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, 4.2-inch informational display that can go through exactly what I said, including Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. And the dashboard and door panels configure the same way as the hatch. So a sporty style, it's going to be more everyday materials, software it needs to be. The SE will start making it more sporty and giving more of the soft tech materials inside. One touch up and down for all the windows, and a medium-sized storage pocket with a couple of beverage holders carved out. For the back seat, this is the opening that you have to fit 2 more with the cup holders and armrests because of that premium package. Air vents, storage behind both of the front seats. The door is going to be stripped of the pattern, but it's still soft everywhere where it needs to be, and there's absolutely no storage in the door pocket. And sitting behind me, leg space isn't really compromised. Do I fit here? It's a little bit more tight, but my head isn't hitting the headliner. Sliding into the center, knee space is not too bad, but you're gonna have to share feet, butt, leg, and shoulder space. It's not that wide of a vehicle, and because of this hump, it does make it a little bit uncomfortable. I have to kind of scoot forward. Headroom is going to be compromised. As for the Corolla, that's the opening that you have to fit 3 more. There isn't any cup holders or armrests. USB ports, no storage behind any of the front seats. The door is going to have soft materials here, and you can tell I have plenty of leg space. The same thing with headroom. And this is what I mean by the center. Look at this. More leg space than you have in the Lexus. Butt, leg, and shoulder space is not an issue, and headroom, it's actually a little bit better than the IS. 169 horsepower, 151 pound-feet of torque. It's a CVT transmission. It's gonna get you to point A to point B. That's exactly what this car is meant to do. Plus, it's a small sedan, so you can maneuver in and out without hardly any issues at all. This is what I mean by just whipping around in and out. And I'm doing all of this and still achieving probably around 30 to 40 mpgs. You have more storage capacity, you have more storage nooks that's gonna be found throughout the interior of the cabin. And you can option a larger screen to the Corolla. When you change the trims to the Corolla, you basically transform the vehicle, so you'll have a little bit more of a sporty vibe just for a few grand, but it's not going to change anything of the performance of the vehicle. Ultimately, when you're going this route, you are expecting better MPGs and something that lasts. That is exactly what you're getting when you go Corolla. The back seat will also be a lot better in the Corolla opposed to the IS, because you can actually fit 3 occupants without too many issues. That hump really just changes the ball game for the middle seat occupant. And just like the IS, you have to option features. So is it better to get the savings, or is it better to go up to the Lexus and get more of a premium vehicle? As for the IS, power, night and day difference. I mean, 70 horsepower more, over 100 pound-feet of torque more than the Corolla. Interior, it's going to be a lot more plush. The seats are a lot more comfortable. Your knees at 6'3" still will be up in the air though. So for the long journey, it would be nice if they kind of changed the butt configuration, but overall, I am happy with it. And even on a base trim, you have a lot more features when you're going into Lexus opposed to the Corolla, because the Corolla, when you go base, it's really as basic as possible. Opposed to Lexus, you're still getting luxury amenities added to it, like heated, ventilated front seats, standard push button start. You even have a CD player. I mean, you're not gonna get that in a Corolla. At a stop point, let's rock and roll. That's ultimately where you're going to want to go Lexus opposed to the Corolla. But like I was saying on the exterior, when you're going base Corolla, you're just trying to get a commuter vehicle where Lexus steps it up a notch, giving you the commuter vehicle with full luxury, a butter smooth suspension. You hardly hear anything outside, so the sound deadening's a lot better. Not a huge fan of this 8-inch infotainment screen, but you can option the larger 10.3. So a lot of similarities to the Corolla there. You do have a touch sensitive pad, but then they still throw in some harder materials that should not be there, because when you're going from Toyota to Lexus, you want more premium materials, and they kind of still give you some of the same aesthetics as Toyota. For me, I would go Lexus, but the pricing is extremely different. Going back to the main question, which is better, Lexus will obviously surpass the Corolla. It still gives you the everyday drive too, plus one of the best in class for MPGs compared to the competition in the luxury line. So when you're going premium, but they missed the mark not giving us navigation, you gotta tick the box for that. You gotta tick the box for the premium upgraded sound system, for a moonroof, for the power sunshade. And even in the back, they strip out all of the storage capacity, so it's not necessarily a family vehicle if you have tall occupants, because sitting into the center, you actually lose space opposed to the Corolla. Cargo, you're gonna have more. You actually will have a better sit for the rear, but for the driver and passenger, it's going to be a lot more comfortable. Is it worth a $10,000 to $15,000 premium? For me, it is, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, membership, live stream, website, TikTok, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like.